Hey guys, this is Lex, and welcome to another episode of Lipstick and Liberation, a podcast where I, a now 41-year-old Black woman, talk about politics, media, just anything that I'm thinking about and feeling, and try to give you guys a feminist perspective on those issues. I'm here to encourage women. I'm here to love on women. I'm here to give women hope in this ever-changing landscape where people are talking about taking away our rights to our bodies. People want to take away our right to vote. People are talking about forcing us to stay married, take away our right to divorce. I'm here to be a beacon of some kind of hope, some kind of encouragement that you can still have a wonderful life while we are still fighting for our rights. So with misogyny, as with my lipstick, I always get the shade right. And welcome back. Thank you guys so much for coming back. I am going to be more consistent, you guys, in 2026 because I finally got diagnosed with ADHD. Clap it up for your girl, because I thought I had it for such a long time. It was very expensive to get diagnosed. Once I did get diagnosed, I may come back and do an episode about it. I was put on Vyvanse. This has changed my life. It's improved my life so much more than you guys could ever even have imagined. Being a first daughter, oldest daughter of my mom's kids, I've had high functioning ADHD for a long time. And so finally, I think becoming a mother and juggling being a single mother with the job and everything that I had, I think it was just too much for my brain and it got fried. So I am so lucky now that that is being managed. I am on a dose of Vyvanse that I think is going great for me. I feel amazing. And I am taking such good care of myself. I'm getting my home the way I want it to. So I do want to start off encouraging any woman, if you're out there, especially Black women, because I know that, I had some pushback from my elders when I mentioned that I thought that I had it. I'm probably one of the first people in my first generations, because there's other people on my generation level who have gotten mental health help and used medications. But when you are one of the first to do that, people are going to try to downplay your issues or tell you just need to pray about it, or you just need to do this, or you just need to do that. Go ahead and get you a therapist. Go ahead and talk to your doctor. It's okay to take medication. It's okay to be medicated. The most important thing is that you are here, you are happy, and your life is not overwhelming you for as much as you can control it, because we only control so much. So control what you can control. It's okay to seek help. This is me giving you permission. If you suspect you have ADHD, if you suspect you have depression, if you suspect you have anxiety, do not be afraid to get medication. Life is so much better on the other side. And when you get there, you will look back and you will not believe that you functioned that long without help. We as women always want to do the best, be the best, take care of our families. Please let me tell you, if you take care of yourself, you are going to be able to pour into others so much more. But most importantly, you're going to be able to feel more valuable and less run down. So I want to highly encourage you. I feel like I'm even a better mom. I feel like I'm a happier person because I get things done now in a way that doesn't feel urgent or like I am forgetting things. Like I just feel like I got this. And in a world where Donald Trump is president, these bills are piling up for a lot of us. These wages are not going up. We're watching ICE go out in the street and shoot women in the face. If you can feel I got this for a little time in your day, for your 24 hours where you're at home, go ahead and take it. Don't let nobody take that away from you. So I just wanted to start out saying that. Moving along, I wanted to talk about me. The year 2025 was my first year of not dating men. I intentionally did not date men. I wanted to go fully for B. I kind of did, but I do have a person that in my life, off and on, that I do see as a friend. But other than that, I don't deal with men at all, really. And I quit dating. I got off of dating apps. If I get DM'd, I'm really not interested. I don't have time. I'm in school. I'm going to the gym, y'all. I work out every day now. I love it so, so much. I'm reorganizing my house still. Like I'm really trying to get my space the way I want it now that I, have a little bit more clarity in my mind. I don't feel like I'm like rushing around doing everything. I'm taking my time with things. So I really don't even have the patience to deal with men right now. And last year really pushed that forward for me. I just decided, I was like, I had fun when I was dating. I had those 2 years post-divorce where I just went out on any and every date. Sometimes I went on 2 dates. The same day. Like I was dating I had a great time, and it was a great way to practice me setting boundaries. I really learned the power of no as a woman. I got to really experience being as picky as I wanted to be as a woman. When you're divorced, and no woman should feel this pressure. Let me start that off. If you're a woman younger than me, getting married is not the bed of roses people make it out to be. So you should not feel like you have not accomplished something if you have not gotten married. Make getting married something that just might happen after you get everything else done. Don't make it a priority in your life, young ladies. It's not a priority. But once you've been married and you've been divorced and you really don't care anymore, because I don't care if I never get married again. I hope to never live with a man again. So I really don't care. It's funny that you will pull a better quality of man when you do not care, because I don't feel that pressure to impress men at all. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm funny, and I know I'm smart, and I'm in great shape. And I think I have a little uniqueness about me. So I know I'm interesting. I wouldn't think most men would say if they ran into me that I was like somebody that was very run of the mill, but I don't think men care as much about the things that make women unique. I think they see us in a lot of ways as a utility, as what can they get from us? What can we do to enhance their lives? Like, they don't really see the beauty of us. And I say that because I spend so much time with women, and so many women are so beautiful. I'm in like little friend groups and group chats with these women are amazing guys. Like, these are amazing people. And I'm like, that's why, like, if stuff goes wrong, I be telling them, dump your man, because he doesn't even know how amazing you are. He has no idea. He has no idea how amazing you are. Like, I'm not the friend to come to if you're trying to save your marriage. I'll tell you that right now, because I promise you, I don't think your man is good enough for you in 9 times out of 10 cases, because you're amazing. You are amazing. And I don't think a lot of men can see that. And when you come to that conclusion and you really are just out there just dating for fun, it's so easy not to get caught up in wanting to be something for a man. I didn't care what a man thought about me, and it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. I didn't, when you're dating to get married, oh, does he think of me as a wife? Does he see me as the mother of his children? When you're dating to have fun, does he see himself paying this bill because I'm not picking this up? Does he see himself doing something nice for me? Does he see himself taking me to this place I just mentioned, or asking me about this outfit I said I wanted? That is where your mind is. And you're looking for somebody that's respectful and kind, of course, because dating for women is dangerous. You could run into somebody that can harm you. We just saw that story. Even when you break up with a guy, that lady where her and her husband were unalived by her ex-husband, and they've been broken up a long time ago. And so when you see things like that, you realize as a woman how risky it is even to date men. Like, they hold grudges like that, even for you just leaving them. Because apparently she didn't even take anything in a divorce. She just said, let's end this, and went about her way. And years later, he came back to harm her. So when you are dating a man, there's a lot of risk there, because you do not know how their minds are really working. You don't know how deep that anger and resentment or whatever else they got going on goes. So you are taking a huge, huge risk. And if you're going to take that kind of risk, make the best of it. I just decided I don't really want to take that kind of risk anymore. I'm good. If I meet somebody great, that's fine, but I'm not putting any more effort into it. I'm not going to get on dating apps. I think dating apps are they're basically like hookup catalogs for guys. And you will see that because you'll see guys that'll go on a first date with you and realize they probably can't hook up with you, so they won't reach back out to you again, or they will try to test the waters. They'll take you on one date and kind of see if they can get you to come back to their place, et cetera, et cetera. And when you have those boundaries, that's not what you want. You're not going to be what they want. And I don't want to end up in some kind of situationship where we just wind up together. He just end up at my house all the time. That sounds like a nightmare to me. So I had fun. I did not date much in my 20s. I had one boyfriend, and then I had my second boyfriend, and then I got married. I had fun experiencing dating and making choices and not caring about what men thought about me. And I think every woman that is heterosexual, if you want to date, then you should definitely have a chance to experience that. Stop being so serious. Stop wanting every man that you go out with to be the one. Most of us, we're lucky to find one good love in life. I've had a great love, and I'm very grateful for that great love I had. If I don't have another one, that's cool. But if I do, that's also cool. I wanted to be on my terms, and I wanted to feel safe. And I wanted to be about that person wanting to make my life better, because so many times as women, we look at a man and figure out how we can enhance his life. I'm going to be like, if I ever get married again, and I highly doubt it because it's not even an interest of mine, it will be solely for financial security. I will marry a man that has money and likes to be gone a lot and will leave me alone. Like, but he loves me and he takes care of me, because I think that that's ultimately that's the best you can hope for from a man. If you're looking for a man to love you in a very specific romantic way, you probably just need some girlfriends and a job and your own money. If you want some extra money, then that's a great place for a man to fit in. A man who cares enough about you that he's going to make sure that you're okay. So you can save your money in case he ends up being insane and you can get away from him. That's going to be your best bet. But my year without a man just let me know that I want to be more about me. I think women are socialized from birth to want to be about other people, our children that we don't even have, our husbands that we imagine. I want to be about me. And now that I've totally deleted that energy from, going on dates, I get up and get dressed for myself. I'm back in school. I'm studying data analytics, which I started last year. I ran into a rough patch, and I think my ADHD played a part in that because I didn't get to fully finish that course, the last part of it, because a lot of things were going on at that time. But this time I am very confident in this course. I'm doing a great job and I feel like I'm going to finish it. I just feel like my life is in a much better place. And I'm just so grateful to be focusing on myself, taking care of my skin, going to the gym, taking care of my house, taking care of my son. I want to take my son places. So I love this time that I'm not thinking about men at all. It's great. It's liberating. It's free. The only thing I think about is taking care of myself, taking care of my kids, and how I can help make the world a better place through raising my son even. Those are the big things that I care about as a woman. So with all that in mind, I just want to tell you guys, make 2026 a year about you. I don't care what your New Year's resolution was. Mine is to be about me. But if yours is not, just make some time, make some moments that are about you. I tell you guys this all the time as a woman, your life is not just your family and your kids and you. Get a massage, take that solo trip, leave them kids at home with their daddy if you're still married. Make once a week even about you, because you need you. We need you. The fight for women's rights is going to get, worse. As much as people are downplaying what is going on with this Trump administration, I think other people are starting to wake up. The gaslighting is unbelievable. Anybody that's been in a domestically abusive relationship or a narcissistically abusive relationship, you see all the signs. You see us constantly being told that what is happening and what we're seeing is not real. Being told that we need to be nice and we need to tone down the rhetoric while the other side is yelling at us and calling us names. You see it, you sense it. We're going to need each other. Living in that on a macro level is going to be stressful. We're going to need each other. So you have to take care of yourself. Finding joy and taking care of yourself and resting. Those are also ways that are rebellious. That's also a way you can rebel as a woman, just by putting yourself first. That's a rebellion. So I do want you guys to try to find ways to do that. If you have, definitely drop me a message. Definitely hit me up on my Facebook page. However, let me know how you found ways to prioritize yourself, because we want you to be safe. We want you to be strong. We have things to fight moving forward. One of the things I want you guys to be super duper conscientious about and aware of is that this anti-vax movement is anti-woman. It's anti-woman because they are trying to create a society where children have childhood illnesses again, so they can try to pressure women to leave their jobs and stay home and take care of them. When you think about it, the increase of kids skipping diseases like the measles, like chickenpox, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, has made it much easier for women to be in the workplace, which is not desirable to the right. The right is talking about all the time that the 19th Amendment needs to be repealed, that women are too empathetic to vote, which is, an insane thing for a man to say, but we know the men on that side are very insane. But they are well aware of the fact that part of the reason we are able to work is because our kids are at school and they're not sick. So we're not at home having to take care of them. And that gives us power. When our children are healthy and well, women have power. When your kids are sick and needy all the time, you don't have power, because you are the one who's expected to take care of them and make sure that they are safe, make sure that they are healthy. That is the reason why people put so much pressure on motherhood and caring, is because that is what keeps women slowed down. That's why a lot of women are opting out of having children. That's why I only have one child. I didn't want another kid to be put into this world with this administration in power and people like this and all this bigotry. It just didn't seem fair, right? When I had my son, I had a lot of hope. I left like months after my son was born to vote for Joe Biden to get rid of Donald Trump. I never imagined that I'd turn around and he'd be back in office when my son was 5. So after that, I knew I could not bring any more kids into this world, because any world that would put that man back in office is not a safe world. It doesn't deserve children. And like I said, the goal of children, as much as I love motherhood, but I understand fully that having kids does slow things down. And having sick kids slows it down even more. And that is what's going on with this whole Make America Healthy thing again. It's not about making America healthy again. It's about putting America back in a time where the labor of women at home is so necessary that they won't want to make their own money. Because the reality is a lot of these men they're not changing. They're not getting more empathetic. They're not becoming more likable. Like, dating apps are full of men. And if you're in any of those groups where they compare notes about the men, it's literally like the same guys that are harassing and being horrible to a handful of women. And a lot of women have given up. They don't want to try to date. What's the point of trying to date and get married? And the person that you're with doesn't care about you, doesn't care about your well-being. He complains about giving you any money, but then you find out he's sending all this money to his real dream girl on OnlyFans. He's not going to help you with the kids, but he wants the kids to have his last name. Like, where's the glamour in that? You look up, you're stressed out, your body has changed. You don't have money to take care of your looks like you did anymore. These are all things that drag women down. And some women find honor in it to cope with it. But women don't deserve that. Women are the portals of life. We bring life into this world. We bring balance into homes. We are beautiful. We make everything look better. Think about the last time you saw a fine man. When is the last time you saw a knocked out, drop dead gorgeous man? It's probably been a minute. It might have been a couple months. You go outside, you see a fine woman every day, because that's us. That's what we give the world. We are beautiful. We are resourceful, we are talented, and we are selling ourselves short by marrying ourselves off to men who do not value us and having children that they do not help us with to the extent that they should to be an equal parent, because they are off still fulfilling their other needs and desires. Like someone once said, you never heard of a woman having a second family somewhere, because how could she have time? The reason a man has time for that is because of the woman in his life. So understand that. Understand all this anti-vax rhetoric. The rhetoric on the right as a whole is about disempowering women. They want you to think that your natural role is being at home and being brainless and raising children. They're saying we're not even supposed to be reading. Like, these are regular things that are becoming normal talking points. And they're disgusted by liberal women. On the outside, deep down inside, they're attracted to us. And that's why they swipe on us on the dating apps and they try to DM us and get angry when we ask them who they voted for. Because we are more attractive. The liberal women are more attractive. We take care of our bodies. We probably haven't had a bunch of babies, or because maybe we had a couple of abortions, or we were on birth control and we didn't want to get married. And we're not afraid to do experimental things with our looks, wear some risque clothing now and then. We are more free-spirited. And some men like women that they think that they can put in a cage. So with that appeal, with liberal women having that appeal, we're also hated. And when we look at like what happened with Rene Good, the backlash to her, and rest in peace to her. I'm so sorry about what happened to her. She didn't deserve that. The video of that was horrifying, and I hope to see less and less video like that, but I know that things are going to continue to escalate. But you see people trying to talk about what she believed in, what she valued. Her kid went to a school that talked about George Floyd. Like, the audacity to be upset that her kid went to a school and they talked about a state assassinating a person, when that actually ended up happening to the kid anyway. I'm thinking that's going to be more traumatic, that his mom actually was also killed by the state, than that he learned about someone else who was killed by the state. But they hate that. They hate her because she wasn't straight, because she had a wife. When the narrative came out that, this white woman who was a mother was killed, because the right tries to pretend like they care about white women being mothers and having children because of their great erasure fear. Oh, we're going to be the minority, and finally they'll all treat us the way we treated them, which is a very normal narcissistic thought. Like, they're unable to believe that other people would not respond in the exact way that they would, but they don't want to be called out for how they've treated other people. They simply don't want other people to treat them the same way they already have treated those other people. And so you would think, logically, but there's no logic to this movement. It's all hate. That they wouldn't want to have unalived a white woman who is a mother. So they have to other her. Every time it's somebody white, they have to try to other them with some kind of subcategory. Oh, they're LGBTQIA, they're trans, they were a furry. Something that invalidates their existence, all the while trying to tell you that they don't have problems with these people. But suddenly, when it is a white person that doesn't fit their narrative, they have to try to add the tag of these people they don't have a problem on as a reason that their life was not valuable. That in and of itself demonstrates that you do have a problem with these people after all, because you're trying to tell me that Rene Good's not valuable because she was a lesbian and because she had a wife and she was at an ICE protest, and she's still valuable. She's very valuable. I am so sorry that we live in a country where people are so brainwashed, white people most especially, that state violence is cool. I saw somebody argue that they had the right to reach in and try to unlock her door. In the United States of America, in the so-called free country, you think that police forces have the right to reach into your car and try to unlock your door? Because that was their justification for why his arm was even in her car to begin with. What kind of freedom is that? It's not really freedom. And when you really look at it in the psychology of whiteness and white men and white conservative men, their idea of freedom is just them being able to do whatever they want to do and everybody else cowering in fear of offending and upsetting them, because that has been the standard from the foundation of this country. That's what they're trying to get back to. That's why they're trying to roll the clock back. That's why they're talking about taking away women's rights to vote, because they're saying white women who still vote majority Republican, but there's enough of them that are voting liberal that it bothers them and they want that gone, because that's preventing them from fully rolling back the clock. So they're slowly doing it with all these things with the Trump administration. And our country has lost so much just, and maybe it was fake, but it kind of mattered. It kind of limited things. We've lost so much just basic idea of what decency is from the president. Like, I saw a video today of him flipping off somebody in Michigan, which shout out to Pure Michigan. I'm from Flint, Michigan. But that guy that called him a pedophile protector, and then he flipped him off. I can't think of a time in my life, and I'm 41, where a president has flipped somebody off. And he's so atrocious and disgusting acting that everything he does is just normal. Nobody even reacts anymore. And that's another thing that feels very narcissistic. It's like when you have that toxic family member who can do anything and really nobody even reacts to them anymore because you expect the worst out of them. That's an advantage to when people expect the worst out of you, is that you don't have to be better. And whenever you do something horrific that anybody else, people will be like, oh my God, they don't even blink when it's you. And that's what we got going on with Donald Trump. That's why we are slow walking into fascism, is because people are laughing everything off. And I think that's another thing that is not talked about enough, especially with white people in this country, how they are willing to laugh off the dangerous behaviors of their peers, their family members. Like when somebody's racist in their family, he doesn't mean it. I think about when Ellen Pompeo, I guess she has a black husband. She talked about when she brought her black husband to meet her father, who she knew was racist. Like, to me, I'm like, how do you just believe that your father won't hurt him? And that's because white people really believe that their family members' beliefs and stuff are just harmless they're little quirks about them. Oh, he's racist and he voted for Donald Trump, but he's really good to me. Okay, but why are you bringing black people around this person? Why don't you care about the harm that they would cause other people? Maybe they won't harm you because you don't fit into that box of people that they don't like. But why do you feel so safe to expose other people to that? And then they act so shocked when violence erupts, when something violent happens. Oh, I can't believe he would do that. Because you never believed that anybody like you could do that. And so here we are with Donald Trump. No matter what he does, nobody believes he would really do that. That's what you always hear people who voted for him for a dumb reason say, well, I didn't really think he would do that. Why? Why didn't you really think he would do tariffs? He said he was going to do it. Why didn't you think he was really going to turn the people into the street? He said he would do this. You see so many articles and people are talking about the next election. I don't think we're having a next election, ladies and gentlemen, not a fair one. And the reason why I think that is because I believe what he says. I believe what he said when he said one more time and everything's fixed. I don't know why white people don't believe that. Perhaps the fact that they've never really had any rights taken from them in this world, in this country. Perhaps the fact that they've always had rights. They just can't imagine a world where things get that bad for them. But as a black person, a daughter, just one step out of Jim Crow, I can imagine it. I can see it. I believe what crazy white people say they're going to do because I know they'll do it. I know they'll show you better than they'll tell you. But the rest of them, they sit around, they say we got Trump derangement syndrome. Whole time, they're the ones who can't see what's happening, or they are so happy that it's happening that they're just gaslighting about it. Because that's what they wanted to feel. It's not enough that they actually are powerful. It's not enough that they actually do have all this privilege in society. They want to feel it. They want to see it. They want to have the ability to make someone afraid. They love the idea of ICE going into cities and people being afraid that they're going to get shot in the face. It's a weird American white bloodlust for those people on the right who subscribe to that. I hope women wake up. Women on the right, I don't have a ton of hope for, because they're banking on the fact they're afraid of men, and they're banking on the fact they'll be valuable to men. But you cannot be valuable to somebody who has you and wants you in subservience. You simply can't be, because they can replace you. Just like with slavery, if a slave died, they just buy another one. And so if a woman is subservient and a woman dies as a wife, what do men do? They just go out and get another one. They remarry quicker than anybody. So how can you really be valuable if you are that replaceable to a man? Do you really want to have no rights while being so replaceable to somebody that before you are in the ground 6 months, before your flowers have fully expired on your grave, they already got a new girlfriend? Think about yourself. I hope they wake up, but I don't expect it. I don't expect it. There's so many male-centered women in the world. There's so many women who really cannot understand that men do not see them in the way that we see them. Many of them see us as property or in a means to an end. But we got to protect ourselves, and we got to protect our rights. You don't owe sisterhood to women who are not sisters, though. You can stay away from male-centered women. You don't owe them that. Sometimes they have to find out the hard way. Hell, I had to find out the hard way before I was fully ready to embrace being a feminist. Now it seems ridiculous. Now it seems foolish that I would think that I had to embrace wanting to have equal rights, especially as a Black woman. That discussion is so nuanced in the Black community. Are you Black first, or are you a woman first? Whole time, I'm both at the same damn time. And I got to get up every day, and I got to fight the patriarchy. And I got to get up every day, and I got to fight racism. I don't get to put either one of those down. So yes, I'm an advocate for Black men and issues of race and equality, but I'm a whole Black man accountable when they are imitating the patriarchy of white men every single time. I am going to make sure that I can do whatever I can to make sure that my son doesn't grow up to be a patriarch. That is the battle that I have to face. So I am both at the same damn time. And I love being a feminist. I would never run away from this label, because I understand now, and every day since I escaped the abusive situation I was in, that me being a woman set me up to be in that kind of situation, to think I had to stay in that kind of situation, though I didn't stay long. I ain't never stayed long nowhere that I wasn't happy. And I got to give all praise to my father for that I never like to stay anywhere I'm not happy. I won't. But I give all praise for escaping my abusive situation to the women who were never scared to tell me what happened to them, so I could understand what was happening to me. So I'll never run away from that label again. I encourage you to stop running away. In 2026, I encourage you to stop running away from being called a feminist. I encourage you to look around and see what is happening in this world. I encourage you to log on to Twitter and see what men are saying about women, talking about colonizing the women in Venezuela to get babies out of them, talking about they need to get with women who have had bad childhoods so they won't expect better and they can do what they want to them. I need you to log on. Of course, it's not all. We know it's not all of anybody. But sometimes I think women are so naive to think that most men, or a lot of men, don't harbor some of these thoughts, that they find it quite shocking when they run across it. I encourage you to know what is being said about women so that you can understand why it is your job as a woman. You may be the only thing that you have. We may be the only thing that we have is each other, because a lot of people who are not us do not see us as people. They see us as utility. I want to encourage you, don't run away from being called a feminist this year. Find a way to love on yourself, put yourself first. Find a way to support other women, whether you're donating money so that women with children can eat, donating clothes, volunteering at the YWCA, supporting women like me who are doing podcasts, or following their TikToks, buying stuff off their shop. Find a way to support and build community with other women, because we're going to need each other. Things are not going to get better. It's going to get worse. I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I truly believe that. I truly believe that Rene Good getting shot in the face is not going to be the last time something horrific happens to one of us as state violence. And as a Black person who is aware that state violence is very common against Black people already, seeing that now it is happening to white women as well, I don't have a lot of hope that things are going to get better. So I'm asking you, embrace being a feminist and please build community with other women. Please. As I close out, because I try not to make these too long, I just want to say as a final thought, because I saw this post with Candy and Todd from The Real Housewives, and Candy, of course, from fame as a singer in the R&B group Escape. She was talking about how he was a terrible father, like he was not basically paying for the stuff that he needed to for their children, and they're going through a divorce. But at Christmas time, she did these holiday pictures with him. And I want to encourage you as women, once again, it is not your job to be your baby daddy's PR person. It's not. If you broke up with a man and y'all have children together, let him parent his children on his time. You parent them on your time. You do not have to get together and take pictures. The kid's going to be all right. It's not for the kids. You're not being a bigger person. You're not being a mature co-parent. You're enabling a deadbeat to be a deadbeat without consequences. He's not paying child support, but he's still in the family Christmas photos with the Christmas pajamas on. He couldn't treat you right as a romantic partner, but he can still come over your house and laugh and joke and hang out and eat your food. Where are your boundaries? What are you showing your kids, especially if you have a daughter? I think that's where a lot of women learn to put up with anything from a man, is seeing how their mother always tried to be the bigger person towards their father. Men are not going to do better because women set an example. If that was the case, men would be as good as women. And they are not. We all know the best person anybody knows 9 times out of 10 is a woman. And that includes men. So they're not going to follow your example just because you're being a bigger person, just because you let them have the kids on a certain day that they wanted the kids, and then you took the kids on a day they didn't want the kids. That don't mean they're going to return the favor. You are being an enabler. And likely you were an enabler in the relationship too. So if you had the guts to break up with this person, have the guts to set some boundaries and keep things separate. Have the guts to have separate holidays. Have the guts to say, you know what, y'all gonna spend Christmas over here and Christmas Eve with your daddy. And I'm not sitting up kikiing with your daddy. Because really the kids don't care like that. You talk to a lot of kids that are part of divorces and they'll tell you they'll be so happy their mom left their dad, or vice versa. They're not heartbroken. Half the time they don't even want to go over to the other parent's house. They go because they have to, but they realize this is why my mama did not want this person in their house. So why do you keep inviting them over? Taking pictures with him. So then when you get on Facebook and you telling everybody he's not doing his part, his profile picture is him yucking it up and laughing at the Thanksgiving table with y'all. Those messages don't go together. They don't sound right. So hold him accountable. If he's not doing what he's supposed to do, if he's not taking care of the children, if he's not treating you with respect, he does not belong in your world. You can't control if the court gives him custody of the kids. Let him have the kids on his time. But y'all don't need to spend holidays together. You don't need to take pictures with him. You don't need anything but for him to come and pick the kids up and drop the kids back off and pay whatever he's supposed to pay in child support. The rest of that stuff is extra stuff you're doing to save face. And he don't even care enough about looking good as a man to try to do what he's supposed to do, because he's relying on you to keep the PR going. Stop the PR. Stop the free public relations for your baby daddy. Let him be the daddy he's supposed to be, and let him match up. When you tell people what he is doing, let it match up with the way y'all look together when y'all together. You don't got to be mean and rude, but don't be smiling and snickling and giggling in somebody's face that is playing you and mistreating you. Have some self-respect. And I'm going to leave you on that note. Have some self-respect and embrace becoming a feminist. Till next time.